Kia ora, I'm Cass Carter. I'm the Communications Director for New Zealand's host year of APEC 2021. Our job as a communications team was to talk to a number of different audiences. So the first one was New Zealanders, and we had a role to play in telling them what we were doing with our host year. It was particularly important because whilst we were hosting, the global pandemic was developing. So we wanted to talk to them about the important leadership role we had in chairing APEC and APEC's response to a global pandemic. So the other audience was, of course, the Asia Pacific. Essentially, that was our delegates. So that was anyone from the policy makers through to ministers and leaders themselves and everyone in between who was involved in that. But as well as that, we also were talking to the international media because they helped tell our story as well. So we made sure that we got lots of content for the media to spread our story wider. The challenge for us was that APEC is mostly behind closed doors, so people really don't know what's going on. So we put a lot of resource into trying to bring it to life by taking lots of footage of the meetings taking place, taking a lot of photographs as well, telling a lot of stories, writing those stories and pushing them out through a number of channels. Social media became incredibly important to us, so we pushed stories out in the social media in 4 different channels pretty much every day during the host year. And what we did was we connected that to our website so people could then go to our website and read more about the stories. We also worked with media as well, New Zealand media and international media as well, and we did some paid media, so right from the start we were telling stories through the media. And one of the rewarding things about that was when we saw the results of that, we saw that people's reading time online when they were reading those stories was really high. APEC itself was an all-of-government project which was led by MFAT, but involved a number of different government agencies. So from a communications perspective, we had a big job in terms of talking to other agencies and bringing them on board. Now, the particular challenge this year was the fact that we had a global pandemic and most of our agencies were very tied up with that, particularly in the communications and policy space. So we needed to make it as easy for those government agencies as possible. So we went to them with a full toolkit of how to host a meeting, how to do the communications around it, how to create video and other content, and supported them fully through it. So the result was it looked like a consistent approach from the whole of New Zealand. At a very early stage, we had developed our theme and our narrative, and we'd sort of joked that wouldn't it be great if the delegates actually repeated it back to us. We said that would be a great success for us. Well, they started repeating join, work, grow together in the very first series of meetings, so that job was done pretty early. As we developed the virtual program and worked with our policy colleagues, things constantly kept changing, and our comms team had to not just pivot, but pirouette, all sorts, all over the place. So incredibly proud of the comms team.
Join, work, grow together. Haumie, huie, tai ki e.